So Lord of the Rings has done it once again, introducing a new game to their series of games they've given us before. However, this game is quite a bit different. This game is a survival exploration base building kind of game. In this game, you are returning to the Mines of Moria from a call from Gimli from the Fellowship of the Ring to help reclaim and restore the former Mines of Moria. The game promotes a vast and beautiful underground area and solely focuses on the dwarves trying to reclaim Moria. The game is overall a beautifully and quite nice looking game. Overall, I do enjoy the fact that they did do a lot of effort giving you a little bit of lore and background in the opening scene as well as in the starting scene. As you can see here, where we're about to blow a hole, and then some weird mist comes in and we fall down a hole. Now, mind you, the two clips that I showed previously in this clip are definitely shortened versions of it because I don't want to give away any of the lore or details, but it's definitely worth a listen. You end up starting out about 220 fathoms deep into the Mines of Moria, and you are able to play cooperatively with friends. There is no PvP that I know of or coming. The game came out immediately as a fully published game and not in early access. The game allows you to do various forms of mining and harvesting and collecting, such as picking up random pieces off corpses, metal fragments on the ground, wood scraps, breaking up barrels, as well as mining and picking up fruits, and even hunting down local fauna and either scavenging off of dead enemies. The other cool part about this is that it also allows you to mine the local area for ores and stuff. Now, the beginning area of the tutorial, as well as learning the game, is a pre-built area with some terraformable and procedurally made voxel areas for mining. It is important to note that this game later on does open up into the Mines of Moria, where it becomes procedurally generated for the most part. It allows you to fully explore the world. Crafting wise, you end up picking up a lot of those resources and being able to do recipes. You are dwarves, although not all dwarves know every single recipe out there, so you end up discovering recipes as you go along, such as how to make different kind of weapons, tools, and also there are things that you don't learn by gathering materials and other stuff, but you end up learning by finding figurines or putting together statues and some other things that really kind of give you a reason to explore, really pushes you to explore. The other thing to note is that while this is voxel based, not everything can be broken down and destroyed or built back up. However, there is a lot of places that you can start to build a base and start to lay down roots. However, I would say this is more of a build as you go because you are trying to restore Moria. So you find a lot of the remnants of the old Moria still around. Forges, smelters, small buildings built into the stuff, into the caves and the rock, and many various other things. Combat-wise, the Return to Moria combat is pretty smooth. It's simple. So far, I've seen sword and board, shield, using axes, two-handed weapons, and I've also seen arrows and stuff. You also find little things of magic inscribed, but we have yet to find if there was actually any magic actually in the game for you to use. Being as your dwarfs, I'm not sure if you would be able to use it in the first place. However, being able to inscribe your weapons and stuff with magic is a thing that is in the game. It's quite nice. Overall, cooperatively, this game is a lot of fun to play with friends, but it is just as much fun to play by yourself. And being able to have both sides of that coin is quite a nice feature. It's very easy to jump between people's games because the game does allow you to create a character and be able to transfer that character between worlds. So being able to bring your character over to your friend's game and be able to play on the same goal as them without having to start from the very scratch is quite a nice process. The enemies in the game is quite varied, and I would say that not only are their levels harder, but you can visually and also UI-wise see that with them having more pluses in their name, or whether or not they're wearing more armor, or maybe have a better weapon, or so forth. Of course, you can't gather all the weapons and stuff off of them, but they do drop some items that you can't pick up, so that's quite nice in that regard. There are some puzzles and mysteries in the game that you have to explore, which is very nice to see in the game. Overall, I definitely think the Mines of Lord of the Rings Return to Moria is definitely a great installment in the game franchise, and it's a refreshing one at that. Folks, we're going to be talking about the Lord of the Rings Return to Moria this Tuesday, the November 7th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. I hope to see you folks there, and I hope you enjoy the gameplay.